Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Brandy, and today's video is going to be about the audiobooks that I listened to that I wish that I had bought as a physical copy so that I can own it and have it in my library. So as you guys know, for 2024, I am trying so very hard to purchase my TBR and to read all of my TBR as physical copies. In 2023, y'all, audiobooks had me in the strongest chokehold ever. And I know some people believe that if you are listening to an audiobook, then you're not actually reading, but I don't know. I don't know where I am when it comes to that. All I know is that I was checking out audiobooks from the Libby app and I was listening to them back to back. So because I listened to audiobooks so much, there was a lot of popular books that I did listen to that I wished I had bought as a physical copy. The first one is Viola Davis's book, and I actually have it as a physical copy now. It was gifted to me from my manager at work for my birthday because he heard me rave about this book. The entire time that I was listening to this book, I just kept saying, this book is just too good to not have as a physical copy. This is the back of it. And of course, I already showed you guys the front. Her story was just so good. I love when authors read their own books. Some people can't, some people can, but it was just so good to just have had listened or borrowed it from the library. I was like, I gotta have it in my collection. I would definitely reread this book. This was a book that if you guys get the opportunity to read this book, buy it. Buy the physical copy. Don't read it as an ebook. Don't listen to it as audio. I mean, you can listen to it as audio because her voice, her reading it, you truly feel like you are there during everything that she talks about. But having it as a physical copy was my only wish, and my wish was granted. So another audiobook that I did listen to was Will Smith's book. So his book was amazing. You guys, it was a whole concert in his book. If you guys have not read it, go check it out on the Libby app. Listen to it as an audiobook. The only reason why I wish I had it as a physical copy is because the cover of the book is beautiful, and the story, his way of explaining a lot of things was just so amazing that I need the hardback of that book because I want that as a coffee table book. Like, I want that as a display book. The book was just wonderful. However, I do not regret listening to it as a audiobook. It was a whole production. Like, if you know, you know. It was a whole production. DJ Jazzy Jeff was playing on the ones and twos. Like, it was just amazing. If you get a chance to borrow that book or buy it on the Audible subscription, or however you get your audiobooks, get it as an audiobook. But then, because the cover is so beautiful and the story is so wonderful to me, I definitely have to have it as a hard copy. I need it physically in my hands on my bookshelf. Before I Let Go by Kennedy Bryant. Like, I purchased that book on Audible. Even though I purchased it to support the author, I still wish I purchased it as a physical copy. I didn't think the book was going to be as amazing as it was. Like, the story was amazing, the characters was amazing, like, amazing. I would definitely reread it again. I just really wish I didn't miss the opportunity of having it in my cart or on my bookshelf because it was just so good. That book is just one of those books that you brag about reading. It's very popular. People are still talking about it today. We are hoping and praying, and I think she's supposed to be having a little series with this. I know it's been talked about a few times, so that's just one of those books that, man, why did I buy it as an audible? Like, why did I buy it as an audio book and listen to it when I really could have just bought it physically and had a physical copy to show you guys how good the book was. So my all-time favorite book of 2023 was The Perfect Marriage. And I actually didn't listen to it as an audiobook. I actually have it as a ebook. I believe I borrowed it. I'm trying to remember if I borrowed the book or if it's actually in my Kindle library and I got it for like $1 or something. However, that's a book that I wish I owned physically because it was amazing. That was my favorite book. I think that was one of my first books where I truly accepted a thriller. Like, that was one of those books where I was like, yeah, I like her books and I want to read more. So I really wish that I had purchased that book. Eventually what's gonna happen is all of the books that I'm talking about that I wish I purchased physically and had the physical copy, I'm eventually going to buy them. Probably won't be buying them this year. If they're gifted, that will be amazing, but probably won't buy them this year because I have 24 books to read this year, which means I have 24 books to buy this year. So it probably won't be purchased this year. However, it is on my list to purchase. So another book that I wish that I had purchased and did not listen to was The Hustle. I think it's called Hustle Hard. It's called Hustle Harder by 50 Cent. Yes, the rapper. The troller, 50 Cent. Like, I'm a diehard 50 Cent fan, and I know he trolls everybody, and everybody hates his guts because he is a troller, but I like him. I like me some 50 Cent. I still be listening to his music. I love me some 50 Cent, but I was a little hesitant, so I was like, let me just listen to what he got to say, and he speak plenty. Okay, so a little truck gonna drive by in the middle of my video, but back to what I was saying. He speaks plenty good positive stuff in that book. Like, he gives entrepreneurs the gems, okay? And the way he thinks, his thought process, it just made me like him even more than what I was already liking him. Like, I was liking him as 50 Cent the rapper, but Curtis Jackson, author. Girl, give me that book. I need it. I want it to sit on my coffee table and or on my bookshelf. Not my book cart. Knock this bag down, but not this book cart. I don't want it to sit here. I want it to sit and be displayed on my bookshelf because that book was just amazing. That is one of those books that if you are an entrepreneur or you're looking into stepping into entrepreneurship, grab that book. He's giving some good insight on being just that. So I wish I had it. So the last two books that I wish I purchased instead of listening to them via audio was Dear Martin and Dear Justice. And I think I actually did not listen to them by audio. I think I read those as e-readers and I just checked them out from the Libby app. And I'm getting the two mixed up because at first, when I first started using the Libby app, I had no clue about an audiobook, like zero clue. Like, I would see it as an option, but I was like, audio, why would I want to be listening to a book? But then last year, because I got a new job, I sit down and I have that time alone by myself where I can put my headphones in and just zone out. That's why I was so heavy into the books. But Dear Martin and Dear Justice by Nick Stone, amazing. To me, those are books that you just want to keep and hold on to, pass down from generation to generation. You want your kids to read those books just so that they can learn about what Black people go through. Like, just so that they can learn from a good author who writes it from a great perspective. No sugarcoating, no traumatizing events. Like, the events were very stuff that happened, right? But Nick Stone did not present them in a traumatizing way. So I would love to have those books to allow my children to read them when they become of age, to be able to read and understand and accept what is being talked about in those books. Definitely on my list to purchase, definitely gonna be in my library or on my book cart because I definitely want to allow my children to read those. So that sums up all of the titles that I wish I purchased as a physical copy and not listened to either as an audio or read as an ebook, simply because those were some great books. And I just personally, I feel like when I don't buy the physical copy, I missed out. Like, girl, you borrowed it from the library and you don't own it. I just feel like when I did that, I missed out. Because yes, I can tell people, yeah, I read that book and we could talk about it, but then I have no proof. Like, I mean, I could pull up the Libby app and be like, look, girl, I read it in August 2023. But if they was like, can I borrow the book? I don't have the book. I don't have the book in my book cart to show them, like, I read the book. This book was amazing. Like, I don't have that type of proof. Ain't nobody gonna believe me because people already don't believe audiobooks is reading. But that's another story for another day. Let me know in the comments if you guys listen to audiobooks and how you guys feel about audiobooks. Do you think audiobooks are truly reading, or do you think it's not reading? Let me know. And then if you are into audiobooks, let me know some of the titles that you listen to via audiobook that you actually wish that you purchased because the book was so darn good. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, peace out.